Hey guys, what's going on? I saw that the final preview came out on Dark Horse's website. The final preview for the final issue number 4 for Call of Duty Zombies 2. So I wanted to kind of just go over it, review it, and kind of read it along. I'm not going to do any voices like some people do, or accents or whatever. I'm just going to read it and maybe sum it up. It's going to be a little bit, I guess, slower than other people do it because I kind of want to go over a couple things, what I think it means, and also maybe some Easter eggs. The first thing, if you didn't know, and I'll link the video. On the cover, it shows Scarlett and Alistair Rhodes, I guess when she was young, at a museum. And this museum is actually where Dead of the Night takes place, so that's a separate video. You can go watch it afterwards. I'll link it. And really quickly, the museum is in London. It's the Natural History Museum in London. So it's kind of, I was really interested to see where this comic was going to lead. And I know Jason Blundell recently just said that the maps are all mixed up because of timing schedules. So this is the final comic, but it was the first DLC. And it honestly wasn't planned that way. It got kind of, for lack of a better word, screwed up, he said. And they had to jumble around the DLCs, how it's released. This is probably, Dead of the Night was probably supposed to be, I think, the first DLC, but 9 and Voyage of Despair were different DLCs and stuff like that. So it's all mixed up. So I'm a little bit confused myself. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm going to read it and maybe kind of go over, see what it means and see what it says. So I'm just going to zoom in. Like I said, this is a real museum in real life, and it's where Dead of the Night takes place. So this is just a preview. There's a couple small things. So I believe this is Scarlett. She looks different every time we see her in every poster, in every game mode. So she says, when I was a child, my father's fantastical tales of history and adventure meant the world. To me, they offered me a glimpse of ancient cultures filled with mystery and magic. And she says, but I grew up and I realized that these were his words and they weren't real. Is that the mansion that actually caught on fire, I guess? Or maybe it's her own house. This is real. Greece is real. This bloody stubborn carburetor is extremely real. And like I said, as far as like Easter eggs, I don't want to drag this on, but like if they choose to eventually cross over the storylines, if this one doesn't do that well, like I just noticed the red scarf and I wanted to point it out. But as far as anything else, I don't notice anything else. Unless you guys notice anything, then you can let me know. And then I guess that's her flying. Still, I never did quite lose the taste for adventure. I just need to take my own. And so I did. And oh my, were they fun. It says, and I did all of this by myself without my father or his fantastical tales or his betrayals. I've built a good life without him. Was she? Okay, never mind. I was like, is that... never mind. I was like, is she dating that girl? But it's her. I know that sounded silly, but... So naturally, Alistair was going to endeavor to disrupt it. Oh, okay. Amazing, really, how your life can be disrupted by something as simple as a piece of stationery. I expected more tall tales. This was Alistair Rhodes after all. And this is the part, and that's why I put it in the title, that I'm like 99.9% sure that's Bruno. So apparently he must have killed Bruno. I know he does turn evil at the end of Voyage Despair, I think it is, where they're in the boat and he has the Illuminati thing on his head. And this is what gets confusing, because when I saw the cover for this, I'm like, that's DLC 1, that's the mansion. So apparently he's gonna kill Bruno in a further DLC. Maybe it was supposed to be DLC 4 because this is issue 4, but then this has the museum, which is DLC 1. So I'm a little bit confused. I know he has the staff of Ra, so apparently he kills Bruno, or it looks like he kills Bruno, or maybe he's bringing him back to life. But more than likely, because we know Bruno's evil, that it is he's gonna kill him. Now the interesting part is, because the plot is kind of derived from Pitfall, the video game, is does that look like a Mexican Aztec type cave or old temple? Although it was rather more ghoulish in many respects than I would have anticipated. I'm trying to figure, as far as like Easter eggs, I'm trying to figure out what the heck's going on. Those are definitely zombies. So he's beating up zombies. Bruno is apparently dead. See, now that's funny how they do it. Like, he's either killing Bruno or bringing him back to life. Because I know you can do both with the staff. Now, I know when you're killing somebody, it's a beam of light. But I know Bruno's evil, so it's hard to tell. And then it says, except for one story that might have been straight from a pulp magazine. I don't know what a pulp magazine is specifically. I'll have to research it. I probably should have researched it before. Let's see what else. I know the magazine might be referencing the Pitfall magazine. Okay, so, and now he was writing because he was worried about himself, worried about me because I might be a target. 15 years and I had moved on. I had built a life, a Scarlett Road separate from you. We were done. And she gets mad and upset. And green, is it like green with envy? Is that like, if you want to read into it, or maybe try and figure out like an Easter egg or anything, is it like green? Were her eyes always green? I don't want to backtrack. Let me backtrack. Was her eyes always green, or is that supposed to be like symbolic with like green with envy? Yeah, it's definitely no, it is green. Okay, but either way, she's mad. I love that you can't, it's, if you invest emotion into it, you don't know where the story is going to go, if she's going to turn evil or or what it is. So she's mad that he sent the letter, and then she goes after him, it looks like. At least she changed her outfit, right? And even after all this, for all I would like to stay away, he is still my father, and I, alas, am still his daughter. And I think that's the last one. But that's pretty much it. Sorry I kind of like stretched it along, but I kind of was just seeing this for my first time, and I'm not one to edit videos or do like 5 different takes. I'm just like, record it as it goes, save time, and just put it up. I know it's kind of boring, but I was gonna say, as far as like Easter eggs and stuff, I don't know if, well, that's Africa. Like, they might be hinting at Africa, and that's definitely looks like a cave or an Aztec Mexican cave, because I know for sure. And then who's the guy that's with him, which we don't know yet. I don't know who that could be. Oh, is that supposed to be Shaw, maybe? But it's very interesting. I can't wait. So anyways, it's coming out on the 30th, which today is the 27th, so it's in 3 days. So that would be Wednesday. But that's pretty interesting. Interesting that Bruno, he probably ended up killing Bruno. And then she's mad. I wonder what she's going to say when she sees him. Finally, in the last DLC or something. But anyways, that's it for now. I'll see you guys. I don't think there's anything else. I'll just leave it at that. I'll see you guys. Thanks.